Holding up a facade is not real. 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 Let's talk about it. Having to hold up a facade is not real. We know that it's not real. We know it in many ways. But there's that one way that is very sharp and it stings. What is that way? Holding up a facade is not real. And so every time you're around someone or anything that isn't real, that what you're feeling isn't real, even what you see may not even be real. That's the sign. That's what it's trying to tell you. You just can't keep up this facade. You smile and you got it down this day at that particular time, but then later on, there's that same person. There's that same thing. And you have to put on a facade again. Why, you ask? Because it's not real. How you feel isn't genuine. What's the facade? Maybe a smile, maybe a hello, maybe a manner or two. That's what they call it. It's just the right thing to do to say hello. But what if you don't feel like it? Should you just not do it and be real for once? Live in real time. Live in your real existence for once in an existence of people that fake, in a time where fake is more and worth more. When you stop the facade, you realize, oh, that was easy. That was easy. And you start to see that people stop the facade too. You don't say hello, they don't say hello. You said hello, and then that's when they said hello. So you test it. Maybe you don't have to test it. But I say test because we have done it without knowing we were testing it. For example, we may have said hello to you today. Didn't think none of it, just hello. Walking past you. Great. Next day. I just happen to see you again. You see me. It's not even really about who see each other first, but we see each other. Maybe I'm looking around. Maybe I'm looking down. Maybe I'm looking at my phone. Maybe I'm doing something. Maybe I'm just looking forward. Maybe I'm thinking. Either way, you find that you walk past this person doesn't say anything. There's the facade again. It reminds you what facade is. Was that facade yesterday? Yeah. Because yesterday was like I didn't know you, but I knew that it was the right thing to do. Right? Makes a person seem friendly. Hello. Have a good day. You don't know this person, but they're heading into work, right? You may be heading out. Have a good day, right? Or have a good night, or get some sleep. These become the social norms. So it's like the least you can do, sort of thing. The least you can do is say, have a good day. And if you can't do that, then something's wrong with you, right? There's got to be something wrong. Like you must be rude. Even though you don't know these people, and you don't owe them nothing, you're still supposed to say, have a good day, good morning. Those sort of things. Trust me, I've I've not been that person. Not always. I mean, I do it more so now because my spirit is higher. Have a good day. See you later. Get some sleep. It's not hard for me. But of course, that's not a facade because I feel that it's real. I know that it is. And if it isn't, I don't do it. There's been times in my younger years where I'll walk right past a person. I don't have no remorse. I don't have no guilt, no shame. Right? Even if I hear little this and little that in the background, did she just walk past us? It was one time, I knew of them. I worked with them, right? I worked with them, and gotta see them like every day, I guess. I didn't change who I was, what I was gonna do. I walked in the front door, and they were just sitting there talking. Probably gossiping and stuff. Those people were sort of that way. So, that also played a part. Like, but, yeah, I just never was that person that is gonna say something because I have to. Um, could I say that my spirit was different? Yeah. But can I say that if I don't care, I don't care? Yeah. Can I be completely fine and still not want to say anything? Yes. And do I owe anything to anyone? No, I don't. So again, there's a time where that one particular time, they actually stopped. They actually said something. They were like, something along the lines of, "You walking past us like you light skinned." And it was like a chuckle, like we laughed about it. But yeah, because it's like they were like, this little brown skinned girl, who she thinks she is, and that's the reason why they brought it up. They're like, you walk past us like you light skin or something, you know. And I guess because I do have this sense of, pride and confidence and security. I've always had it, and I'm a brown skinned girl, right? Well, not even, I'm dark, I'm chocolate girl. I don't even have to say I'm brown skin. I'm actually a chocolate girl, and I have this, and it's not, what do you call it? It's not like, oh, I gotta prove to you who I am or prove to you that my chocolate is enough. It's none of those things. And I know there's women like that, right? It goes into this sort of thing where I've come across a video where this man, okay, and I might have said it as well, but I don't think I was saying it the way he was saying it. Like, for example, I'll say things like, "Oh, I love my chocolate babies, my little chocolates." Right? I love all my babies, but I love my chocolate babies too, And I don't know. I don't know if it was a reflection, but when this guy said it, it kind of made me feel some type of way about it. So he said he was talking about his woman, and she was a beautiful chocolate woman. She was very chocolate, and excuse me, I use candy words. Candy, sweet, chocolate. But I know there's all sort of colors of chocolate. So she was like a darker chocolate. Hey. This is how I tell my story, okay? But he was talking about his woman and how he was so proud and things like that, which was great. Like, you love to see it, Just like most people will say, we love to see our women winning. We love to see our, boom, 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 right? Our darker skinned women getting some love and getting what they deserve. I'm one of them. I don't really consider it that way. Like I don't feel I need, but anyway, we get it as a whole, what they say because of back then, right? It all stems from back then. It stems from there, but it trickles, right? So I think obviously people say those little things, they sort of, put it in there because how certain people are treated just because of their skin tone. That's all, right? That's all. Not the person, just their skin tone. Anyways, so he was explaining how he loves her, he cares for her, he wants to be this best provider and things. And it's like, oh, we love it, we love it, we love it. Then he goes, and then do you see her? She's pretty much in my own words, she's a darker chocolate woman. Woman. Let me use my words right. Woman. And he said, in my own words, just because she's a darker chocolate woman, that I think it was the words he used, I feel I have to, or I feel I need to care for her more. I gotta give her more hugs, more kisses. And it sounds great. Like, yeah, we people get it. It's like, to the ears, it's like you're just making sure she knows that she's loved. On top of that, because she's a darker skinned chocolate woman in society, I suppose, right? That I make sure that I give her extra love. But then there's something there. There's something there though. Just some little something where I can maybe pick at. Because this is Alizé's philosophy, okay? Okay. This is Auntie. And Auntie wouldn't say nothing if it didn't mean nothing. I get it. Duh, I get it. Hello. Do what you do, boo. Do it to who you want to do it to. Well, you do it to your woman and your woman do it to the man. So yeah, do the dang thing. But when how you're saying it is like almost, I have to show her. I have to. And it's like, no, you don't. Now you can because you want to. But just any sort of scenario, right? I hope you're not doing it because you feel you have to. I hope you're not doing it because you want her to know that. Okay? Because it doesn't matter how much love you give a person. If they can't find it in themselves, if they can't find the love for themselves, it'll never be enough. So that I have to do this and do that, you're going to have to keep doing it. If it's something that you're trying to make her see in herself, make her see her value through the things and how you're treating her. Okay? So, again, it may not be his situation, but it is true that those things do play a part when you say it that way. That I know that, because she's a darker skinned woman in this sort of world, instead of just saying, because she's a dark skinned woman, I just love her, like I love this sort of skin tone. It's miraculous, it's God sent. Instead of just leaving it there, it's it's almost validating that she's least in society and that you have to be the one to say you're enough. And again, it sounds good. It sounds good, David. But what about her? I need to hear from her. And so she didn't really say anything because it was more of him expressing his love and tenderness to her. And she just over here like, yeah. Yeah, she was actually a very confident, very beautiful woman, right? And so all she really had to do was like, yes, yes, you know, that I am, you know, and she can't blame a sister because let her man talk, you know, let him admire her, okay, let him adore her, you know. So yeah, I wanted to bring that to attention because back to what I said, I have mentioned before because I love my babies. I love my little milk duds. That's what I call them. They're filled with milk. The little milk duds. But I think that's what it is. It's like when we say things like that, when I said before, I love my little chocolate gumdrops, it wasn't to say that I don't like or I don't love any other ones. No. I think it's something in your mind, like something that, and let me say this slowly because it's not like, oh, I have to say that or I'm saying it so that people to shine light on them. And in a sense, no, it's more like, I guess, allowing you to know, or see, that's the thing. It is still because I know, but if I am telling this sort of story, I think at the end of the day, it's me just expressing that I don't mind the darker skin tone. You know, it's just expressing that I actually find it fascinating. And it's not even because I'm chocolate skin, right? I was a chocolate baby. It's I really do love that skin tone, right? I see a woman that has this chocolate skin tone. I'm like, wow, she's, you know, it's gorgeous. Just like a man can look at it and be like, wow, you're, you know, that skin tone. I don't know you yet, but it's a beautiful thing. Like, I don't find it to be ugly. I don't find it to be less than. I don't find it, like, to my eyes though, right? So I wanted to make sure that people understood that there is a difference when you speak of those things. Now, again, I can cuddle the chocolate one, the darker chocolate one more if I wanted to, but I'm not saying it to have to do those things. I'm just saying it because, and I'm saying it out loud, right? That's another thing, because there's that society thing. It's like there are people that doesn't like it, right? Or they're vocal about it. And so it's like, well, here's this thing where there's a discussion about. Here's this thing that has been like this big thing in history. Skin tone. So it's not to say, oh, I show partiality. I don't. Nope. It's about your spirit. If you're being naughty, little chocolate, you going in the room. And I mean, like, I'm not having it. And that's what I mean. It's like, it's coming from me, where it's like, I'm not biased. I'm about the spirit. I don't care how you look. I don't care how dark, how light skin. I don't care. You know? So I want to also remind people that I don't know what brother feels like. I don't know. You know, he could be showing partiality. Who knows? Because there are people that show partiality, and that's a whole nother thing. They show partiality just based off your skin tone. Like, oh, you can't come into this place. You can't enter. And you trying to figure out why. You thinking, oh, it's because your outfit. When you look good. Okay, baby? You look good. I look good. I look good. What's the problem? What the problem? You know? You put deodorant on tonight. What the problem? You brushed your hair tonight. What the problem? Shoot, you might have straightened it. What's the problem? You wear a bra tonight. What's the problem? You know, you got your feet out. What's the problem? You know? So, again, what's the problem? There's people that show partiality. That's not me. So if I say that I love my chocolates, my little chocolate babies, you know, it's to say I don't mind it. I don't mind it, racist. You're not gonna get my vote. I love all my babies. You know, it's to say that you allowed every other baby but the dark chocolates. And I'm here to say I allow every baby as well as the chocolates, the dark chocolates. You see that? That I love my dark chocolate babies. I don't even exercise it. I might have said it once or twice. But usually when I talk about my babies, I say my babies. That I'm spiritual mama. Spiritual milky milk. That's my milky milkies. Those are my milk duds. Yes, I'm heading to the orphanage early. And I am smothering that booty with ointment. I'm washing their butt. Getting them dressed for the day. Before the orphanage even open. They ready. You know, they finally get there. And they like, everybody take their babies. You ain't got to take my babies. Keep them, let them sleep. They've been birthed. They've been changed. They've been hugged and kissed on already. Okay? Don't smother them. You'd be smothering them if you put any more kisses on them. I already did it. I handled it. Okay? This room is filled with warmth already. We have enough body heat in here. We don't need nobody else. I love my babies. I love them. Tender loving and care. They need that tender loving and care. Yes. Gushy, 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 gushy. Melt my heart. Sort of thing. Gumdrops. That's all I see. Gumdrops. Rainbows. And milk. Gumdrops, rainbows, and milk. Gumdrops, rainbows, and milk. Gumdrops, rainbows, and milk. Gumdrops, rainbows, and milk. And they're the milk duds. Rum, 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 rum. You know, I don't know why I said rum, rum, rum. Gum, gum, drop, 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 drop. So, yes, let's make that clear, right? Now, I think we've came to this understanding. Yes. Again, to simplify it, we don't show partiality. But what you won't do is think that I have a vote, that you have my vote on being racist, on segregation of God's creation. Okay, God made that baby dark skin, brown skin. He made me brown skin. He knew what he was doing. He loved me. What the problem? You got the problem, right? I said simplify it. Oh, okay. So we don't show the partiality. We don't segregate God's creation. You're not segregating. You're not segregating abominations. You're not segregating abominable works. No, you're not. But you're going to segregate God's creation. God made this baby female. God made this baby male. God made this baby vanilla, chocolate, all sorts of chocolate flavors. You want to segregate them? But you allowing men to call themselves women, women to call themselves men, men to call themselves pets and animals, and all types of things. You don't want to segregate that. You want to actually allow that. You not only want to allow that, you want to allow that in my natural, biological, God-created women's bathrooms. Their sanctuaries, their safe places, their private places. You're not only allowing this abomination, but you're allowing it in the most sacred places. But you want to segregate brown skin, brown skin. There are all types of brown skins. You want to segregate black women. There we go. You want to segregate dark-skinned women. Okay. You want to segregate that. You want to be racist to that. And that was actually allowed. That was law at one time. Like, we was whipped if we thought we was going to look all prideful, if we was going to have our head up. Just like old girl said a few years back. I walked in, I passed him. It was the morning. Isn't like I'm trying to get where I'm going. I'm trying to clock in, right? You know, later on that day, they're like, yo, you walked in like you was light-skinned. They still have this mentality. Like, they have that master mentality. Like, who you think you are? You're a brown-skinned woman. You walking around like you light-skinned. Listen, they didn't have to explain what that meant. And I got common sense. But clearly, it taught them something, because clearly they know that I'm not a light-skinned woman. But I clearly walk around with, I guess, such confidence that only light-skinned people have or supposed to have. How arrogant. How arrogant. You see, this is the things you got to bear witness to. These are the things I got to put in my case, testify, and come to the councils, spiritual ones at that. These are the ones I have to come. These are the things that I have to come with. You understand me? These are not things to put under the bed. Swipe. Oh, the swiper, no swipey. These are not the things that you just sweep under the rug. These are not things that you just forget about. You don't forget about these things. These things are vital things that need to be spoken about. Like, we need to have a discussion. You know, you're talking to kids and you're like, is that right? Little John, do you think that's right? Ultimately, judging a book by its cover, Little John, do you think that's right? To judge a book by its cover? To judge me based off of my skin color? To say I shouldn't have such confidence and proud and be so proud because of my skin color? Little John said it had nothing to do with skin color. I don't know why they judge you off of those things. It's just an arrogant thing, isn't it? Yeah. That's it. There's no long definition. There's no long. There's nothing. There's just, you want to be arrogant. You want to be hateful to one's skin. You don't like your own, right? These are people that are actually dark skinned. They were all darker than me. You know, they were black. We're all black. You know, but maybe they don't have that confidence, right? But they seen it in me. And they just thought to consciously put me down, like try to humble me. You know you ain't light-skinned, right? Stop walking around here like you light-skinned. I've not come from a family like that. I've not come from a family that talked like that. But I know there's people that talk like that. I know, I get it. I get it. And mind you, I'm in the South, and these people are from the South. I got it from them, a Southern person. I'm a Northern person. I've been here for a while, but I've never been spoken to like that. Really, it can be really insulting because it is an insult in a way. But at that time, I didn't take it deeply. It just clearly stuck with me because one day I was going to present this in my case. Yes, in my case. In my case against the world. In my case against you. You. My case for you too, because it's like you're gonna learn today. You're gonna learn today. You ain't right. You ain't right, and you can't go out there acting that way. You can't go out there just saying those things to just anybody. You're gonna hurt somebody with those words. No, for real. Am I not getting older? Are there not generations coming up? You're going to do the same thing to them? You already did it to me. So I need to make this known. That's it. It is just to say, all of you people that have that hate in your heart, well, guess what? I love chocolate. I am also a dark chocolate woman too. So that's two stones. I actually love myself. I actually love the color of the skin. I don't have to. I don't have to love the color of the skin. I can love my own, but I don't have to love anyone else's, right? Or I can not love my own and not love theirs. Or I can love not my own and love theirs. There's just so many. But I actually would, like I've said before in my own testimony, I would choose me every time. Yes, this may be because of the family he put me in, right? Like how I look in a way, my body structure. Yes, I can look at my ancestors and be like, okay, we're all this same height, same structure, right? But I actually do like how I look. And I want to believe, because this is how much I like it, to where it's like, of course things can be improved, right? But I believe that in my other lives, I looked like this, but just a bit different. But I feel that I would always be able to recognize me. I would believe that. It's like one of those things where it's like, in every lifetime, you look similar to what you looked like previously, but there's something, there's always a little something there. Just like how everyone in the world, we all have the same nose, same eyes, like we all should kind of look the same, but there's always something that like distinctly separates us, right? Like maybe your head shape is a bit wider, or your eyes, are a bit bigger, like something, even though we all have the same features, ironically. So I want to believe that because I don't mind how I look, I don't mind it. Especially when my skin is looking good, I'm drinking my water, I'm not eating all this cheesecake. I'm kidding. But yeah, I'm not, you're not putting on so much weight. You just look like you. You don't look like a roly-poly. You actually can see yourself, your structure, and all that good stuff. Even the body. It's like, yeah. If I had another body, which I obviously would in other lives, yes, I don't mind my body. Not the big back. You don't come off the womb with a big back, okay? That's all fat. Yeah, you can have, a muscular back, but it still ain't gonna be big back. It's just gonna be, that's a muscular back. When they say big back, they mean it's wide because of the fat. Like the fat makes it so round. Muscular, the muscles wouldn't make it round. It just make it toned looking, sharp and, sharpened. What is it good for? Yeah. So yeah, I would say even that, like, I don't mind my height. Okay, I'm an average. Yeah, I'm average. I don't mind it, right? I don't mind it. And again, now when you put on weight, that's something different. You're looking real sloppy, but that's not you. That's just the fact. We're talking about your overall structure. Your overall structure. I wouldn't mind it. I would like to keep this, who I am in this world, because that's really all I see. Honestly, too, I don't see myself, because obviously I don't remember my other selves to know what that looked like. To me, I look just like this, right? Like if I'm dreaming and I wake up, even though for me, most of my dreams, it's not like I'm looking in a reflection. There was one dream that I can remember that I did look in a reflection. I was getting ready. Oh, I love that dream. I was looking good. It was weird. I had like this pink, like, I don't want to say a wig. It could have been my hair, right? Because I have hair. But it was like with bangs and it was pink and it was like fun, right? I had this dress and like some wedges or whatever, or some clogs, And I remember I was in a mirror, and it wasn't like I was staring at it. It was just more like I was getting ready. Like I was fixing my bangs or something. So it wasn't even like I was looking at myself, but I do remember distinctly it wasn't like, oh my God, who is that? For me, I gotta speak for my dreams. My dreams have never alarmed me to where it's like, who is that? And then when you think about it, even though you're the one looking from above at you, you're also the one in the body, the spirit. So it's not like you are able to actually see you. You're just in the dream going and doing whatever you're doing, right? And that's what I mean. It's like I can sit here and say, oh, when I looked in the mirror, I see me, but it's like I just knew it was me there. I'm sorry. I thought I was gonna say I seen me. I feel I did, but again, I know I was looking at something. It wasn't like I was just admiring me. Like, no, it was like I felt good. I looked good. I knew it. And I was just fixing my hair. And then I remember the rest of that dream was I stepped out, where I was, and I stepped up these stairs. They had like lights, it was like dark. They had these lights on the stairs. And then I opened the door and it was like this gathering. Like it seemed like a big, I don't want to say gymnasium, but it was like something like that, where it was just a big room of people with a lot of space. It wasn't a lot of people, but it was like, hey, everyone was like, hello, everybody was having a good time. And I knew I was just there to just say hello, and then I had to go. And it went into other things. I had to go on my mission. I had to go on my mission. I had to leave, and then I was in my car, and yeah, like living my life. Anyway, so yeah, I will say that you're right. I just know it's me because it is me. But in my dreams, am I looking at myself? Nah. Is there a time where there was a mirror? Yeah, I can think of two now within this. Well, that one was maybe a few years ago, but there was one this year. Now, can I vividly say, oh, I remember my face? Nah, but I do know, again, I'm sure I looked like something like this, right? This sort of face, and this sort of skin tone. I should be able to remember that and be like, wait, hold on. Who was that? No. Anyways, all that to say, even if I didn't see myself, but I still knew it was me because I'm the one dreaming, I want to remain this version. And also a lot of things play a part where, since we can't really comprehend anything higher than this, that is true. You know, like, I can't see myself being anything other than this. Obviously, another scenario is how I don't want to be nobody else. You know, like, there's no one in the world that I would be like, oh, I want to swap faces. Hell no. Are you kidding me? That would hurt. That should hurt your heart, your soul. I'm just saying, like, dang. You know, but then again, I gotta take a step back, and I gotta like just understand and remember that some people really don't like how they look. And I get it. Because some of us, you know, we're judged very harshly, you know, when it comes to society and what they deem like perfection or pretty or attractive or handsome. Like, oh, you gotta have a sharp, small nose. I get it. So I do want to acknowledge that you're right. You're right. And that's why I always step back and I say, let me speak for me. That's why, you know, nowadays people have matured, have come to adapt and understand the way we humans communicate and feel, because there's a lot of disclaimers that we make now. It's like we have to make these disclaimers even if we're talking and you know, telling our opinion or talking on our podcast. I'm sorry, I said podcast. Scratch that. Our content, you know, our places, our spaces. It's like, I'm speaking for me. This is how I feel. Okay? Okay, honey? Okay? This is how I feel, baby. It's like you're speaking to a baby, like, for real. Like, that's the sensitiveness. That is the sensitiveness. It's like, just me. This is how I feel. You don't have to feel this way. It's like you gotta I always say I gotta take a step down. Instead of just speaking straight, I know you exist. I know you exist. I know how you may feel. So it's like, wait a second. Before I even continue on what I'm about to explain, I just want to let you know, whoever may be listening, or maybe one day they may listen to this. Who knows? Okay, but it's already written. It's already written in the heavens. Listen, I ain't gotta get one view. It's in the spirit. Anyway, what was I saying? Don't overthink. Don't overthink. Yeah, you always got to disclaim it. So it's like, I just want to let you know that this is my story. This is how I feel. This is what I've been through. This is what my eyes seen. And this is how I feel about it. You ain't got to feel about it. You ain't got to feel nothing. You ain't got to say nothing. You ain't got to listen. You ain't got to listen. Okay? Then you take it a step further and you say, you can go on your channel, you can go on your spaces, and you can talk about anything you want to talk about. Because you have the rights, my baby. You have the rights. As I do. And guess what? We could choose to listen or we could choose not to. Just like you could choose to leave and close my book, my audio book. You can turn me off. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Love you. Love you. And then you don't forgot your train of thought after that. You're like, God dang it. Dang it. You thought you was, you know, you would have thought it'd be worth it because you like, oh, I was talking to babies. You know, I had to get off where I was and go tend to them. No, they ain't even babies. So you feel awful. You know, you might even feel a little resentful because it's like, you made me lose my train of thought. For what? For what? What's all this sensitive? For what? Dang. You gotta make sure you do your disclaimers before, in the middle, and right before the ending, and then at the end of your discussions. For what? They don't know you by now? Dang. It's like you gotta prove it. Like, look, this is me. I'm not here against you. So everything I say, I'm not always right. I'm not perfect. Don't stone me now. Don't cancel me. What you gonna cancel me from? That's the thing. I don't want to work for you. The hell? What you gonna cancel me for? What? Exactly. What? Looking for something. I wasn't that foolish. I already know you. I knew this what you do. You thought I was gonna work for someone that I'm against, and that one day when I would speak up against you, what, I was gonna be working for you to fire me, cancel me. I listen. I save time. You can't cancel me. I don't work for you, fool. That's funny. They was like, I'm going to cancel you. I don't owe you nothing. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't owe you nothing. That's how people need to start thinking. Like, what do I owe you? I'm just a soul that has my own beliefs, my own opinion. I have a right. Am I coming to your house? Am I banging on your door? Am I on your property? Am I in your companies talking down on you? That's foolish. They gonna find me. They gonna be like, oh, so she at work talking crap? Oh, she gotta be stupid. Stupido. Stupida. You stupida? Ella stupida. She loco. She cuckoo. Cuckoo. Cuckoo? Yeah. I said, I'm at home, my brother. I'm at home. In my sanctuary. Guess what? I'm not on nobody else's channel. They said this program we're about to present, yeah, it's my program. Get with it. Get with it or leave. Skedaddle. Toodles. Like, did you forget? This is my book. This is my book, mama. This is my book, papa. Mama like, who you think you talking to? I said, this is my book. Don't worry, mama, because if I get judged from it, I'll get judged. You won't. So stop worrying about it. Kuna Matata. What you worried about it for? God gonna judge me for what I say, what I do. I'm responsible for it. I'll be liable. Honey, you shouldn't say those things. You need to be hush hush. You need to. I'm gonna bring you down to the south, baby. Because you need to know your place in society. You go down to the south, well, certain places, and you're like, well, what do you mean? You know, again, it's not. I'm not mocking anybody. I'm just saying this is what you hear. Like, I'm gonna bring you down to the south, and it's like, okay, well, I'm looking around like, okay, what they got that I ain't got? What am I missing? Hold up. What am I missing? You ain't telling me anything. You just telling me, you threatening me. And, you know, you going to take me down to the south. Like, what's going to happen? Like, you're making it so that I got to look it up. Like, is there a master down there? Like, is that where the slaves are? Like, I don't get it. Wink, wink. What's down in the south? I'm up north. I'm free. You know, I'm good. I'm living life. I'm living me. Why are you threatening me with going to the south? Okay. Why are you threatening me with going to the south now when I am in the north and I am being myself? Okay. I am off the chain. I am off the chains. Wink, wink. I am off the chains. I'm free. I'm free at last. Free at last. I'm free at last. We're going to take you down to the south. What's that supposed to mean? See, before they even tell you, you kind of already knowing, like, why would you have to take me down to the south? Nothing wrong with me. It's something that you don't like. What you trying to do? Humble me? That's exactly. You got it, girl. You got it. That's exactly what we about to do. Whip her in place. Put her in isolation. Tame her. Muzzle her. Huh. She thinks she's strong and this and that. We'll see. She talky. Let's see if she can walkie. Let's see if she about that life. Put her in there. Throw her in there. Shut her out and shut her in. And so they did. I don't just speak these things for nothing. Yeah. Well, I'm back. You couldn't hold me, you know. You couldn't hold me. I said I'm back. Now, I have stayed in the South now. If anybody wanted to know, I'm still here. They would have been like, yeah, she must have went back up north and was free again. No, I said I'm free. It's possible to be free in the South. People are free in the South. We're now free. No, but yeah, so what more can I say, you know? Because that goes into other avenues, doesn't it? The way the world wants to humble you. You know, you find that you want to be free, but you knew you were once free. That's it. It's like, I was free before. What was the issue? What was the problem? I, on the other hand, was actually free. I, on the other hand, was actually who I should be. Humbly speaking, I was always like original. I was always an individual. That's what got me in trouble. So yes, I do roar, maybe the loudest, right? One of the loudest ones, because, and more consistently, because it's like, yo, everything that you hated me for, everything that the world didn't like, now you want to be. But it doesn't take away the trauma and the PTSD. It doesn't take away the whips. It doesn't take away the sentence that I had to serve, because at that point of time, you decided that you wanted to hate like me, hate such a spirit of like that is of me. It still doesn't take away my wounds. It doesn't take away my scars. It doesn't take away, because it's real. That is my life. That's what you have done to me. And then to have to see that, oh, these things are celebrated, to be a black sheep, for isolation to be such a beautiful thing. We were forced into it. You're talking about PTSD. We had to heal from this. Yes, my isolation, see, if you think you know that isolation brings all things, hear it from us. We were forced into it to only understand what it was for. It's a lot of things. It's very much a lot of things. That's why there's such consistency and devotion and passion to this sort of thing. You know, this sort of work. Excuse me. Whereas I still am human. I still have my fleshly duties. I still have to work in a plantation. Plantation just means I work for somebody, right? And I may be working a job that I don't want to work. I hate it. I hate it. You know, I can like it, but I don't love it. And if I don't love it, I hate it. So it's just, No. What makes me hate it is the fact that you're around such death. You're around such sickness. I can hate that. I didn't say I hate the people. I didn't say that. I didn't say I hate not helping people, because we all have this to do this servitude. We all gonna help someone, whatever field you're in. That's just the way it is. We're either being served or serving. And the only time you're being served is if you're on vacation or you're out of the plantation. Like you don't have work right today. You don't have work this morning, right? So you get to be served. But get the work in, you're the one, the server. Okay, you're back on the clock. It's like just a loop, a flip flop. Like, but serve. That's all this is, servitude. And what makes it, and this is the thing that you hate, right? This is another point that I'm making. You hate it because it's like, you're always right. Meaning, I'm the server and the customer is always right. Please. That person is not real. No. You about to get me. I'm about to have the food up in here. Up in here. You know I'm from up north. Like, stop playing with me. You thought I was going to have some hospitality. Stop it. That's not how I was brought up anyway. I'm sorry. I can't. That's just not in me. It's not what I know. It's not what I'm used to. And it just ain't even normal to. Because right now, it calls for it. It calls for a no, not a yes. It calls for me to stand, not to sit down. The last thing I want to hear is about some hospitality. Now shut your mouth. And everyone's like, oh. With their gloves on, with their tea gloves. Hold your tongue. I said, like, you could hear a pencil drop. I said a pencil. Yeah, people still use pencils. You hear a pencil drop. Well, let me do this. You hear a pencil drop. Like, seriously. I'm not this way just because, oh, I'm a northerner. I'm not this way just because I want to be rebellious. No. Now those things can play a part. But truthfully, at this moment, I'm this way because it calls for it. All that manners is going out the window. If you disrespect me, I don't have to disrespect you back, right? No. I'm just going to stand up for myself. You want to call that disrespect? No. I'll show you disrespect. Me standing up for myself is the rights that I have, because I'm not a pushover and no one should be. You hypocrite. I'm sure you wouldn't want your grandchildren to be pushovers, would you? So stop playing foolish, because I'm not a clown. Like, I'm sick of people's nonsense. It's like, listen to me. What you won't do is think you get over on me and try to use this manipulation of, oh, you need to have some Southern hospitality. Oh, you need to know your position. Oh, you need to know your place when it comes to your elders. Listen, lady. Listen. Let me stand up. Hold up. Where's the chair? I'm trying to make sound effects, but lady, I'm only going to tell you one time, okay? My man is here too. He already know me, so don't look at him like, who is her? He know who I am. Look, they always try to look at your man like, you better get your woman. Listen. See, that's what I mean. Mind your business, okay? You don't know me. You don't know him. But I'm going to let you know, because clearly you're curious. I'm a warrior. Guess what? I'm a warrior, okay? He's well aware of that. He may even be a warrior. Understand that, okay? We are warriors, okay? I have to say warriors because you clearly know what warrior is, right? I'm a warrior woman, okay? Do you know what that means? Why do you think that if I stand up, I'm not supposed to because I'm a man? Why do you think that you got to look at him because I'm speaking to you in such manners? What do you think that's going to do? Now, maybe to not a non-warrior man, he's going to be embarrassed. Yeah. Okay. To someone that don't know me, they're going to be flabbergasted. So, of course, he wouldn't be my man if he did not accept me. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't be my man if he didn't know me. How foolish and dumb would I be to be with someone that doesn't accept me for me? My humor, my good side, my best side, my warrior side, my stern side, because I'm very stern. I'm very stern. Military. I'm very stern. It's true. I get real serious. If he can't accept all those things, then of course he will never get those other things. Okay? But again, it's none of your business. But since you really don't know, let me tell you things that are hidden, things that are kept secret, things that are inside of me, things that you don't need to know because clearly you're not worthy of it. Do you see that? I don't owe you any explanation. If you were for me, you would have always been for me. But since you are rising up against me, that tells me that you are not of me. And so, of course, I don't have to explain myself. Of course, you're not going to get the best side of me because you can't even take this side of me. And this side of me is speaking up for what's right, despite manners or etiquette or hospitality, despite those things. Lady, man, hold on, the chair backed up. Okay, sound effects. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this once because I may see you again. I may even say it a few interpretations for you to understand it, to get through to you. But it's going to be the same message. I see you and you see me. That's why nobody in here has rised up but me. So you see me clearly and I see you clearly. I know what's within you. Whatever spirit, whether it's you or it's something that you're having a bad day or something ain't right now, you're not in a position to judge anybody. And you just happen to come across the right person, the right woman that you did not know. You mistakenly thought something. Right? Judging me. I don't know. But as you can see, just as I can see you, that I'm standing up against you. Yeah. I don't play that way. You know, when someone says you got the right one, that's really what it is. I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to have this long explanation. I know that I don't have to even say much to you. You just know once I stand up and I'm facing you. There's a lot of things that are said in the spirit that does not need to be said physically. I'm looking straight through you. Just as your spirit is looking straight at me. You know. You sense it. There's no coward in me. I may not be a fighter, but I'm no punk. I'm gonna stand up every time you think cross me and me know about it. So I'm standing up and I'm allowing you to see without me having to say much, because we don't need it to get any further than this. So back away. Just back away. Back. Now sit back down. Back the freak away. Because again, you approach me, right? I may be in a like at the restaurant or something. You approached my table. You came across me and disrespected me. So back away and I'll sit down. And that's what happens. See, there wasn't much to say because this is spiritual. This is all spirit. Yes, we end up, some people end up physically fighting and, exerting themselves physically, but this is spiritual. They know who to mess with, who not to mess with. They can sense it, especially if you're standing up for yourself. They're like, okay, so, in the back of their mind, they're thinking like, okay, this one clearly, acting like she got something, like she's somebody, right? That gives them that radar, like, okay, this is gonna be someone I'm gonna have to look out for, And this goes for anywhere. See, this is like key, right? This is key right here. I said key because I don't do the other stuff. This is key. This is the key. Remember the key? Not the other thing, the key. I think people say T now, but the key. It doesn't matter where you are. Why do you think they do this to you? Why do you think you're such a threat no matter where you go? Why are you the black sheep? Because they know it's you. You are the problem. You are the one that's going to stand up, and they don't like that. They know that they're going to have to watch their back when it comes. Well, not watch their back because you ain't backstabbing nobody, but like they know they got to keep an eye on you. Like if you in the room, they know that you don't really belong. They know that you're one of those ones. You are the one that's going to stand up. So they're going to watch what they say around you. They're going to watch what they do around you. They just can't be totally free around you. That spirit that they have. It's just true. I can't make it up, right? So it doesn't matter where you are. It's a restaurant, whether it was the waitress or someone that was actually dining there too, and they tried to be disrespectful to you or racist or whatever the case may be. And they found out, they definitely found out what time it was. Because it's like, yo, I was here with my children, right? You here with your spiritual whether you was here with your spiritual children, whether you was here with your man, whether you was here with yourself, right? And you was with this energy, this really soft, feminine energy, right? I'm with my mans right now. What you mean? Okay? And then it's like, skirt. Hold up, baby. Hold up. Now you got it, like, the spirit kicks in. The strength. And it's just like, dang. They pull you. It's like, if they showed a movie, it's like you get that call. It's like, yo, I gotta go. Duty calls, right? Because this is your mission. Like, yo, you're slaying these demons. You're slaying them. And we ain't talking Buffy. We're slaying these humans. So it's just like, anytime, anywhere, if you're there, like I always say, if I'm on the scene, it ain't gonna happen. If I'm on the scene, like, I'm gonna say something. Anytime, that's me slaying them. Because remember, this is a spiritual war where if I'm slaying them, they're going to be reporting back every time. You don't think, listen, every single person in this world is significant. Every single person is created. Every single person has a soul. Every single person has a book. Every single person has, like, let's say an angel or whatever, right? In a way where it's like you are known. Everyone is known. Obviously, you're created. God knows you. Why wouldn't the angels know you? Why wouldn't the ancestors know you? Why wouldn't the spirit, the heavenly bodies? See, it's like, I know we can't fathom what they look like and where they are, but where they're at, but you still know that, right? Like, you know that you're known in the spiritual realm. You just can't see it. All right. I just wanted to put that there before I said it, okay? So we know that, right? Okay. When I'm slaying these demons, right? Every time I stand up for myself, every time I speak up, for what's right, even if you think it only reached 12 people in this place. No. Do you understand that this spirit in this body was sent into this body? Okay. Wherever it was sent, it goes back to. Okay. You say, who sent that demon? Okay. A person, a spirit, a master. That master is going to know what happened. Why didn't you get through to that person? Why didn't you slay that person? Why didn't you get the job done? Whatever it may have been, what, to either belittle me, to make me feel less than, and take the power away from me, right? That's me losing power. That's me losing confidence because now they had actually won in their tactics, right? It's bothering me. Or I didn't stand up for myself. And so, they feel they mocked me, That's their job in this world. That's what makes this world so hard, right? You say, why people make it so hard for you? Right? Because that's what the purpose was. It's your job and your purpose to persevere through it. Period. Did I scare the kids? Sorry, baby. Sorry, there shouldn't be no kids right now. Get the kids. Matter of fact, what time is it? You should have been snuggling them in. Anyway, you better put Goofy out for my baby. They should be in the bed. With some fruits and some water. Don't just bring them to bed dehydrated. Don't just put them to bed with no water on the nightstand. Are you kidding me? What you trying to do? Let me find out. Let me find out you're trying to dehydrate this baby. Unknowingly. Common sense. Common sense. Anyway. They shouldn't be here. Sorry if I scared the baby. But yeah, reporting back. This is a spiritual warfare. Isn't this all test in a way? Yeah, some people might not like it in that way, but shoot, it is. You got to work up to go to the plantation every day. That's a test for your own endurance. Dang, I realized last year I was able to do it. That test, I passed it because it was like I got up. I might, I wasn't really late, maybe once, but twice, but I did it anything, It's a freaking test. Whether you testing yourself, whether you find that it's a test or it could be a test, it's a test. It's a test to the person that created the system, with all these statistics. Like, I'm sure the blacks are going to fall. I'm sure they're going to give up. Not this black. Not this black spirit. You call me black. Okay, well, I'm black then. But I ain't give up. I'm more than my blackness, but I ain't give up, though. Shoot. It's a freaking test. Everything is a freaking test. You know, the cat's looking at you like, what? Test me. The dog's looking at you like, what? You testing me? You know, you testing me? You know, you testing me? I don't know. You know, some people and some places and some things you gotta be careful because they be feeling testy. Just like you go into those murky waters and you make, you know, somebody end up getting like a shark attack. Not saying all sharks are like that, but you clearly, they felt tested. They felt tested in their waters. You know, you was in their habitat and it's just like, yo, what is this? This a lake? This a human? They don't know? They don't know? You gotta be careful. Anyway. So yeah. Life is a test. You ain't gotta see it that way. You ain't gotta like it. It ain't up to you. Because you're not the creator. And you will try to create your own world and you know, what that'll do is just create a bubble around you. And really you're just hurting yourself because you can't be oblivious to the world, what's outside of the bubble. You just can't. Just like if you decide to have kids, like it's not smart of you, unfortunately, because you had kids in a sense. It won't be smart of you to keep it from them. You know, it's like you still got to educate them. And it's like that's the balance. Like, how can I educate them without smothering them? Like making them feel suffocated or them hating it or going against it. It's like, oof, child, please. You know, my father did what he done to me. You see how I turned out. Okay. I know my father's like, baby, you always been this way. I tried. Okay. I tried. And then he says, I didn't have to try. You know, I could say I tried, but I didn't have to try because you always been humble. Me putting you in the room, isolation wasn't gonna humble you. It was just gonna allow you to grow with endurance, right? So that when you are an adult and maybe, hey, you're an adult now, you can do whatever you want, but you know that the world is, and some people are this and that, or there's gonna be times where you have to just choose yourself. You won't have an issue. So it's not about I tried to humble you. No, you're perfect. That's why I'm still the way that I am. I'm still the same. I'm still wild and free. I'm still that, I guess, quote unquote, rebellious sort of thing, sort of girl. Because it's like, I'm going to question you. You call it rebellion, but it's not, but it is in who you are. Like if I'm questioning you, it's like, and you have a set of rules, I'm going against it. Okay, there's other words for it, and I should have used another word, but we'll just use the popular one. Rebellious. I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel. You know, I wouldn't say that in, like I wouldn't exercise that in real life, but for the sake of my story, let's say we're the rebels. We're the rebels. You know, it's nothing to be proud of because it's not like, again, we don't take pride in it. I'm just using it as in the storyline to just save time. Because in a storyline and in a movie, if they wanted to save time, they would just say, oh, those are rebellions. Doesn't mean rebellions mean bad thing. It just means what it means. There's a meaning behind it. They rebel against, right? They don't go with, they don't conform. They rebel. That's it. That's it. And then you can say, okay, what cause was it for? Like, was it for a good cause? Was it for a bad cause? What are they rebelling against? Good? Evil? What? You see? All right. So it didn't change my character. I was heartbroken that it was tampering with it, though, because I became a different version of me, the quiet opposite, and just lower vibrational. I'm very joyous, hyper excited. That's my baseline. I got that from someone the other day. He's like, my baseline. I said, there it is, baseline. Yeah, that's my baseline. Like, that's just who I am. Because I was telling him, I was like, yeah, I can be calm. Because his baseline is calm, right? And you can sense it, you can hear it, because that's just what it is majority of the time when you're talking to this person. It's very stable, right? Think about like a line. The line is just solid. There's no bumps. Whoops, whoops, whoop, 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 woo, woo. There's none of that. It's just beep. It ain't beep, anyway. So for the most part, and so we talked about it really quick because it's like, of course, disclaimer, we know everyone has emotions, when it calls for it, he can get excited. Like, of course. But we're talking about baseline. Who are you all the time? You wake up, this is who you are. It doesn't matter if you get upset, you're still this way. Right? They can shake you. Shake it out of you. Shake it, and you're still that way. They can whip you, and you're still that way. Right? Like, when after all the dirt falls off you, that's still you. And when I meant dirt is mean, you could be angry, you go through a sort of depression, you be sad. Once that wipes off of you, what's that? What's the baseline of you? There it is, right? Get it? Okay. So his baseline is calm, very mellow. But I also mentioned, too, to give our women some grace. I was like, men are usually biologically and God createdly very mellow because of, obviously, whatever you guys have, we don't have. And whatever we have, you don't have, right? So that also plays a part, which obviously it does. So there's two different things. There's what is your baseline, and then who are you? Are you a woman or a man? Because women tend to be a lot more, what's the word? Woo, 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 woo. Cuckoo. You cuckoo? You cuckoo? No, but it's like that clock where the cluck, this the chicken starts clucking, it's like cuckoo, cuckoo. They pop out. It's just like, yeah, that's kind of like women, So on top of them being a woman, then you have their baseline. So you got women that are women and always be a woman with that cuckoo. But then you have who they are on top of that. Yikes! Yikes could be a good thing. Okay? Woo! Wow. So, for me, clearly, because I'm all the woman I need. I'm all the woman I need. And here's the thing. It's like a dream. Listen, this is my dream. This is Ali's dreamer world. When you're in a dream, who is the one? Me. Who is the one? Me. When you're in a dream, who's the center of the dream? Me. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So, anyways, he's calm. And of course, I'm the opposite. But I wanted to reassure the person. I was like, oh, I could be calm though. They're like, I know. Well, the person's like, I'm sure you can be. I'm sure. But you're not calm. And of course, I agree, but I wanted to let the person know, whether they knew or not, I can be calm. And the person's just like, duh, anyone can be calm. There are times where people are calm. But remember, we're talking your baseline. And I said, you're right. You're right. So it's really fascinating. People wonder about zodiacs, astrology, and all those things like that. When really, you do have all those things, but you also just have interaction. You just have communication. You just have face to face over the phone. You just have the essence of a person to understand them. You have consistency. You have patience. You have time to understand, to see, to get to know, to realize. You understand? Now you do have all this other stuff, astrology and all this whatever. But just like I was having an interaction with a person, just like I can have an interaction with you. And every time we meet, it maybe don't even take the first, maybe it could just be one time. Excuse me. But let's just be fair and say that every time we meet, the baseline is always the same. The energy is always the same. Let's cut it short, right? We understand each other. It didn't take a chart. It didn't take astrology, because the truth is the facts are in real life. The facts is dependent on the person. Okay? Not a collective. You can statistically say, oh, astrology collectively, statistically. But truthfully and logically, it just depends on the person. That's it. And so make it easy peasy, simple. I have a baseline that is not calm. I have a baseline that is naturally sort of leans more toward the humor side. It leans more to the goofy side. Like, if I'm going to be talking about something, there's going to probably be some jokes in there. Most likely. Like, I'm going to have some sort of humor. It's just in there. Now, if I'm going through something or I'm feeling very serious, then you're going to get that. But that's only because something happened, right? Something's on my mind. Somebody need to, something serious. Or I don't feel like something I'm feeling is serious in me. If I'm not feeling that, and I'm just able to just be, and you always hear me say, let me be, just let me be. It's fun. Like, I like to just be, you know what I mean? And I'm not a serious person. And so I think what it is that it'll shock people that don't know me, or people that may have seen only one side of me, because it's like, it's just what I'm saying. It's not that I'm trying to be something that I'm not. It's not that. It's just that I'm just able to be complex that way, because it just is who I am, right? But I think that's what makes it even, it makes it a thing where you have to not tell people who you are, but like they'll have to see who you are, because I'm not just one thing. And so it can be frustrating if people only judge you based off of that one version. Like, oh, you're very serious. Please. In the back of your mind, you're thinking like, just like, you don't know me at all. Right? And it's true. They don't know you, because they're only basing it off of one interaction. But they're also basing it off of statistically what they've encountered. And usually with most people, whether it's the first encounter or not, that's sort of people's baseline. Like, that's it. I don't know. Don't be mad at the messenger. I'm just saying that, like, I want to know why too, but neither of us can answer that, because it's because of the people, right? It's on the people. If that is just the way they are, then it makes that impression that everyone is that way. That what I'm seeing is what I'm going to get, or what I'm getting is what it's going to be. Whereas there's only like certain percentage of people like me where I can be very stern, very like surgeon, like, whoa, tough, you know? And they see that one version and they're like, yeah, this is her. You know, it may not be their cup of tea. Let me stop. It may not be their cup of tea, right? And that's fine. Because the truth be told, it is part of me. It is true. Like, it is me. Is it the baseline? No, but it's like the sister. Okay? It's right next to it. Like, it can almost combine with the humor. Like, it's right there. They're twins. It's true. It's true. I can't even deny it. I can't even deny it. You know, when you start to get real with yourself and you start to know yourself, I think I say that too because I think in this world I've had to be more tough than anything. So maybe I'm not being too fair with myself when I say that when I make toughness intertwined with my humor, like almost like that's me. And it's like, nah, I think it's just mostly who I am while I've been here. Because we've already established that my baseline is very jolly, right? And it's true. There's no denying that. So I don't know why, and I think I do know why. I try to combine it like twins. They're twins. When it's just like, no, it's just that I'm always having to work. I'm always having to be serious. I'm always having to get your butt, get your booty, you know. And I'm good at it. Sergeant. You know, I've been cadet. Well, not cadet. I went from cadet to sergeant. You know, it's like one of those things. Like that's the thing. That's the thing that it's become. It's like I've been doing it so well, so good. I've been doing it to where now what's the word for it? You've been promoted. You've been promoted. I've been promoted. I'm being funny, but when I say promoted, I just mean it's become this thing where it's camouflaged certain things about me that people wouldn't see, right? And that's pretty much what they see now. And I know that it's a good thing in Father's eyes because he knows that's my protection in this world while I do what I have to do until I'm home again. It has become my protection, right? So I can't even look at it like, you know, I wish it was different. No. Just like you hear, the person said that, you know, my tough side, right? And I was like, I just can't help it. I'm sorry. He was like, you don't got to be sorry. I was like, no. I'm not sorry about who I am. Because he was like, no, don't feel bad about it. I was like, no, I'm sorry for you. Because I don't know how you're taking it. He was like, no, I actually admire that. So let me not lose train of thought. So I admire that, you know, I do. And I've come to understand what Father has been doing to me, right? Like when you say, oh, why can't I be myself? Why can't they see this side of me? Or why does this side come out every time I see people or talk to people sometimes, right? Why is it not always the same? Why does my spirit not always open up the same? Right? You know, we're mature now and we can eat meat now. So now we understand. We can answer that question and be like, well, because now everyone deserves you. Boom. We have come into this understanding. We have come into this like appreciation for it, right? Most men that are men will admire that understanding. And so that is also where you start to see people that have that mature meat, right? Mature men, mature women. They start to see you and understand you, right? They don't judge you based off of like childish, you know, assumptions. It's like, because those are all assumptions, like, oh, she's mean, oh, she's tough, so she must be this. And it still probably arises in people's minds naturally because it's programmed, right? But mature men may not always like it sometimes because maybe you're overly doing it, but they admire it. You understand me? They say, okay, this is a strong woman. They understand how the world is. Boom. They understand. Now, they're not going to like it if you're being that way to them and they don't deserve it, right? They wouldn't like it if you're being all this toughness when you don't have to be. They said, baby, I'm going to provide for you. Relax. I said, okay. Relax. Okay. Relax. Back. Like, okay. Okay. Like, dang. You didn't learn the day. That's different. They're not going to like that. Of course they're not going to like that. But here's the thing with me, I don't owe you that. I don't owe you that until I know who you are. I don't owe you that until I know who you are. If we're meeting for the first time, I don't have to back. I don't have to sit down. No. I'm standing tall. Who are you? They're looking at me like, oh, who is this girl? Who is this woman? Okay, I admire her. I might not like it, in a way where, I hope she's not like this when, she actually is with someone. But that's what raises that question. Who am I with? Am I with a man? That's a man. Because again, there's a lot of men in the world and they're not all man. They're not all godly men. And we already know that if you're not who you're supposed to be, my spirit is going to intervene, baby. They're going to be like, skirt. Hell no. They're going to be like, They're going to get real ghetto with you. Like, no, ma'am. No, sir. That person is not real. Yeah. Right? Some of us, we get attitudes. We start getting frustrated because the spirit don't like them. The spirit is telling on you right now. They're like, go back to the house. Warning. Get this pit feeling like, ugh. Or you come up to the person, you don't like them. You don't like how they look or whatever. And it's just like, that. You don't like how this person look. You don't like how this person is talking. So don't even go on a date with them. Don't even continue this conversation, but you still do it, right? You still do it. For what? The spirit is going to tell you. It's going to make you feel. You're going to feel it. You're going to know you don't like this person. You're going to know. But if everything just flowing, you're going to acknowledge. You're like, yo, I'm liking our energy. It's always the same energy, isn't it? They be like, yup. Yeah. It's already gonna put you in this little bubble. I hate to call it a bubble, but in the meantime, it's just a bubble until it becomes your world. Because you don't really know yet. You just like, wait, is this real? This person is maybe real, right? You don't know yet. But in this moment, you're just like, things are flowing. The energy, my spirit, you it's almost like you're waiting for your spirit. It's like, wait, hold on. Hold up. Either my spirit is asleep right now, and I know it ain't sleep, or it's just like, it's kind of weary. It's like, okay. Say something. Like it's waiting. When other times it's already out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's out before I even get in the car. It's out before I even enter the house, enter the place. It already know it don't like you, right? It sniffed you out miles away. This time around, it's just like, okay. My spirit just allowing me to speak. It's probably testing me. Like, what you gonna do? What you gonna say? You gonna be yourself? Let's see if you can be yourself with this person without me having to intervene. Okay? There's times where like you just feel iffy. It's like you don't really like this person, but you don't not like them. And I think those sort of situations are just what they are. Like, you can just be cool with that person. Like, oh, when we see each other, hey, what's up? Like, I don't have nothing against you. I don't feel nothing against you. We don't have to make it weird because it ain't weird. It's just I'm not interested in you, right? But you still cool people. It's like one of those things, which makes it easy to talk to those sort of people because it's like, there's nothing that is pushing me to talk to you. But if we do talk, I'm like, every time we talk, it's the same energy. You cool people. You know, you all right. It's like one of those things. Anyway. And I guess I'll leave it there.